Hello and welcome to episode 1, part 5 of the Big Bang Review Show. And this is our final installment of episode 1. And we've been talking about this, Paul Gilbert's Dio album. And so in today's wrap up for episode 1, we're going to talk about, first of all, would I recommend this album? Well, if you've been listening to or checking out episode 1, talking about this album, the first 4 episodes, you probably got the feeling that I really just love this album, and I do. I would highly recommend it. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of give this score, the album a score. And so the way we do that is there, different sections of how we figure out the scoring, and there's like you get a total in each section. 25 up to 25 points. So we add up at the end of this, at the end of doing that, and we come up with a score. Now, for originality, I give the album a 25. I'll tell you what I mean by originality. Okay. Was this original is it original music? Is it a greatest hits collection? Is it original concept? Is it cover material? Well, very much Paul Gilbert's Dio album is, I guess, what you could call a cover album. But I'm going to say that in spite of that, this is kind of an original concept because what you get here is you get Paul Gilbert's instrumental versions of these classic Dio songs. And once again, when I say Dio songs, I'm talking about all throughout the man's career. We get stuff from Black Sabbath, Rainbow, and Dio, of course. And so the whole Paul Gilbert's Dio album, it covers Ronnie James Dio's whole career. The only thing we don't get here is in any songs from Elf, which is the first professional band that Ronnie ever did. As far as first time he made a record or anything like that. And so we don't get any of that, and it makes sense because most people know him from either Black Sabbath, Dio, or Rainbow. So that's the time that Paul Gilbert decided to cover. Now, I say it's an original concept because, so for album's originality, I give it a 25 because you don't get any vocals. These are instrumental versions. And that is what makes this such a fun album, such a great album to have, because you're hearing these songs in a way you've never heard them before, And so where you would normally hear Ronnie James Dio sing the vocals in these songs, you're hearing Paul Gilbert's guitar playing instead. And the man is literally singing to us with his guitar. I tell you, when I hear the versions Paul Gilbert has of these Dio classics, where Ronnie's vocals would normally be, it's just such a fresh way of hearing these songs. It's such a new way. And that's why I really strongly urge people to get this album. You're going to hear these songs in a way you've never heard them before. I mean, this is much more than Paul Gilbert just attempting to cover this Dio material, attempting to get a singer that could do these vocals justice or to sing the vocals himself. He tries to kind of be that he's a guitar player. I'm going to make this a guitar-oriented album, and that's exactly what he did. So again, we're giving the originality for this album a 25. Okay, now the next thing we gave this album a score on is what's missing. I mean, I'm an old school guy, so unlike a lot of people, I'm not a big fan of the digital download or not having a physical copy. I'm old school that I like to have something like this to hold in my hand. I mean, again, let's look at what beautiful artwork, I mean, and again, I think this is very much in line with being a true Dio tribute, because not only does Paul Gilbert pay a beautiful tribute to Ronnie James Dio, these instrumental versions of these songs, but I mean, I know when I think of Dio, some of the things that come to mind, dragons and wizards and demons, this is very much what you would think would be on an album cover like this. So very, very strong artwork. I love the artwork. And again, as far as what's missing, not much. I mean, I will say this: he picked all my favorite songs to cover. Now, of course, there's only so much room on a CD. I would say one thing that most people would think maybe is missing, that would be surprised, is you might think that the big breakout single off of the first Dio album, Holy Diver, Rainbow in the Dark, you might expect that would be on there. And I think, that's one of those songs that was on here would be kind of an obvious choice. But he didn't include that track here. So that's one thing that might be missing. But I tell you, in spite of Rainbow in the Dark not being on the album, um, I still love the album. It's not like it's gonna tell me have me tell you guys not to go out and buy it. I mean, that's the thing. Um, what's missing? I mean, it's like the first breakout Dio single, maybe. But again, I think it has more to do with you can only fit so many songs on a CD, and okay, which one do we leave off? I mean, so again, what's missing? And the only other thing I could think people could say was missing are vocal tracks. But again, you got to keep in mind of what this is. This is an album being put out by a guitar player, Paul Gilbert. He's known as being a guitar shredder, but he's also a great songwriter. He's got a real feel, for what makes for a great song. I think too, being that he's covering somebody else's material, Ronnie James Dio, from Black Sabbath to Dio to Rainbow. I think he wanted to do these songs really the justice they deserve. I don't think he wanted to, have too far out of like I don't think he wanted to have Last in Line, the disco version. That's not what this is. He's paying tribute to one of his heroes, and so it's a great tribute to one of our fallen heroes, the great late Ronnie James Dio, the legendary metal god, that he was. And so again, what's missing, you might say, vocal tracks. But again, after listening to Paul Gilbert's Dio album, it's just like, again, a new, fresh way to hear these songs. So I really don't think much is missing from this album. I mean, again, let's see, you get 12 great tracks. You get the whole package. So again, for what's missing, not much. So I give the album 25, for that. The whole package, again, talking about the fact that I'm an old school guy that loves physical product. I love specifically CDs. I love artwork here, like we've talked about. I love the fact you can open this up. Let's look at this. It's a replica of the album cover, but it's got like this nice little booklet here. It tells, Paul Gilbert tells you some stuff about the album and why he decided to make it. So you get this again, great physical product. The back cover. You get a little photo of Paul Gilbert, the man that is playing the guitar throughout the album here. And this little thing here that he's doing. That's like the devil horns that Dio was known for doing. So again, great way to pay tribute to our fallen hero, Ronnie James Dio. The songs, okay, that is what makes any great album. The songs, and again, like I said, let's look at this. We get 12 great songs. Okay, let's talk about the songs here. Okay, Last in Line, Heaven and Hell, Neon Nights, Lady Evil, 12 great tracks. So again, really cannot go wrong. I urge everybody to go out and get Paul Gilbert's Dio album. And again, it is so the whole package. You get everything in here. Not only great songs, great guitar playing, and again, these are instrumental versions. So again, like a lot of you guys out there, I love instrumental music, but let's be honest, unless we're listening to something like a Steve Vai record, Joe Satriani, oftentimes you will listen to guitar-oriented albums and it's like a shred fest, or it's hard to keep your attention, especially when you're listening to instrumental music. But again, I played this all the way through. I listened to it from start to finish. And again, part of it is because I'm a Dio fan. I wanted to hear these instrumental versions. And again, they're kind of, I'm hearing them in a new way for the very first time. So I was inspired. This album, phenomenal. It was awe-inspiring. So go out and get it. And I hope you've enjoyed episode 1 of the Big Bang Review Show. We will be back next week, and we will be talking about another album. And so we will see you then. Take care, my friends. Bye for now.